What's up, everybody? Welcome back.
What's up, Jace?
Streaming live from the mountains of Western North Carolina via Starlink. Thank you, Elon Musk.
Yes.
Yet again. So
Yep.
forgive us if we clip a little bit.
Yeah, I would say that I would say it's going to be a little bit choppy, probably. But we'll do the best we can with what we have. I did see that there were some Zito trucks out working in Ledger yesterday.
Fantastic.
So maybe, sometime next year our fiber will be restored where I live.
Well, we're going to try to figure out something temporary.
Yeah, we are.
So
We are.
we're working on it.
So, welcome back to the World Unwrapped for a special impromptu live stream. We didn't stream Thursday because the internet here is so spotty and it goes in and out. But with the Rogan interview dropping last night at midnight,
That was crazy.
I know.
I was up hanging out and just saw it. I was like, holy shit.
I laid
Here
down
we
to go
are.
to bed and turned on YouTube, and it was up, and I was like, why?
Why now?
Why?
Boy, he broke the internet. That's the reason our stream's so choppy, too.
Yeah.
It broke the internet.
He literally broke the internet.
How many views is it up to at this point?
21 million.
21 million in less than 24 hours.
Jeez, man. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's wild. That's legit
insane.
wild.
That's insane. So I watched it a couple of times. Dude, it was hilarious. First and foremost, it was hilarious.
I did not watch the entire thing yet, so
Yeah.
I will give you that, but I know we've got some clips we'll talk
We
about.
do.
I watched a good portion of it, and I think I covered most of the highlights. I probably watched about an hour of it last night. But
I really hope Kamala does this.
yeah.
I really hope she does. As of right now, she is still up in the air. He said she may. I doubt it. I doubt she does.
I think that would be suicide for her
I
in a lot of
wish
ways.
she would. I wish you would, because I would love to see the humanity in her, because everything I've seen from her is not human. She
know.
is the polished, scripted, fake candidate of the establishment. I want to see some real humanity from her.
I went and pulled the lever this week, and I pulled the lever for Donald Trump. I'm
did
just going to
too.
tell you that.
Yeah, me too.
And I told, I'm not the biggest Trump fan, never have been. I
neither.
voted for him this time around because it's never been more obvious to me that you have a establishment candidate and you have an outsider. And
Yeah.
I just, for one, cannot. I am convinced at this point that the establishment is the one that's fleecing us for everything we're worth
Yes.
and using this country for its own selfish means
Yes.
to prop up the people that have been in
agree.
power forever. And for whatever reason, those people are scared shitless of Donald Trump.
Yes. Yes. They are.
And quite frankly, they should be ashamed that they're that scared of a man like that. Mm-hmm. But he has a movement behind him that is
Unstoppable. at this point.
unstoppable in a way. Yes.
At this point, it's unstoppable. I was talking today to one of my friends, and I was like, "This is not about," because I'm liberal. I'm not a conservative.
Right.
I've been conservative in the past. I've had some conservative views. My views are fluid; they change with new information. But I always have been a classical liberal. Classical liberal.
That doesn't exist. There is not a platform.
No, it doesn't.
There is not a party in this country that
No. For your 90s
touts
Democrats.
classic liberalism.
Right.
There's just not. And I'm a libertarian. Mm-hmm. I'm a Ron Paul libertarian. That's where I've got my baptized in the libertarian movement
Right.
under Ron Paul.
Yeah.
And so, do my views align with Donald Trump?
Mine
Not
don't.
a lot, to be
No.
honest with you. Not a lot. There are some fiscal policies that he has that I happen to agree with. But other than that, this was not an ideological vote for me.
No. Well, here's the thing. This is not a this is not about the Republicans versus the Democrats.
No.
This is not about the right versus the left, red versus blue, even though it's being sold to us and framed that way. But that is a false dichotomy. This election is the establishment versus the populace of the United States. And the establishment is your ruling class, the media class, the billionaire class. Somehow, some way, the parties have switched.
It is the strangest thing I've ever seen in American politics in my entire life. And, for people that are younger, I think it's hard to frame that because I've never seen COVID broke everybody.
Yeah.
That's where that was the major switch over. Now, there were things that were starting to happen before that, but now you're even starting to see, like, even your Silicon Valley billionaires are starting to switch over to the right. First with Elon Musk, and then, even Zuck and all those guys. Like,
I don't trust Zuckerberg.
I don't either, but you're seeing, but I mean, who's the other guy? Bill Ackman. Mm-hmm. I mean, people like that, to see him come out in full support. Yeah. And Bill Ackman's a smart guy. Yeah. Like, something's happening, and I don't know. I think we would have a completely different perspective on this if we were in a different economic class.
We would, because we wouldn't be worried about how much groceries are. We would be worried about more of the social issues, and that's the thing. People are blind to their own privilege, and being able to worry about social issues is a privilege.
So, what do you think it is that's driving the Silicon Valley guys towards Trump? What do you think that is? Think it's a concern for free speech? And
that's a good question. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think very few of them are concerned with free speech. I would say it's economic. It's purely economic.
You think?
Yeah, I do. I think it's purely economic. Here's what he said, and these are maybe some policies or some ideas or some rhetoric he's spouting, however you want to view it, that may lead to that. He is talking about very favorably, actually, about abolishing the federal income tax and replacing it with tariffs. So if he replaces that with tariffs, that's going to bring a lot of manufacturing back to the United States.
I think the government, him and Musk, they're going to start a government efficiency.
He says that Musk will, Musk will be in his administration as the government efficiency.
Now, here's something. Now, I like the idea of that a lot, but especially as a libertarian, because I am
government
in favor
and
of
efficiency are two words that are
mutually
diametrically
exclusive.
opposed. They're mutually exclusive for sure.
One thing, I heard Musk talking about it, and we have something like 400 and some odd government agencies. Yeah. That's on average more than one per year we've been in existence. Yeah. This country. Yeah. Now, you can't tell me that all those need to exist. And how much of that is wrought with fraud and everything else, and just basically stealing money? Because you know how it is with government programs. We got to spend this money
so we can get more. So we'll lose it.
Yeah, if we don't spend it, you're going to lose it. So I'm in favor of the Javier Milei approach when he took charge in, where's that, Argentina? Mm-hmm. He came in and just started cutting and he had him up at a board. He's like, Department of Education, gone. And that's what we need to do.
But Chase, if we get rid of the Department of Education, who is going to look out for the children? And if we get rid of the EPA, they're going to start
look out for the environment.
They're going to start the evil corporations. They're going to start burning down the forests. It's like, the evil corporations working in tandem with the government is what's got us into this fucking mess.
I know. Exactly my thoughts. So, and not to mention, a lot of those are redundancies of what you already have on a state level. Yeah. Give the power back to the states. That's
bingo.
Smaller, more local government does everybody better, in my opinion. Yep. And anything that's going to take that bend, as a libertarian, I'm on board.
Yeah. I still don't think. My question is, will the establishment let Trump win? And
it's like Eric Weinstein said. He said the question here is, will they allow him to become president?
And what will they do to stop him? And the answer to that is anything necessary.
Yeah.
We've seen that. Anything necessary. So, yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm not hopeful, really, to be honest with you.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Okay. If there were a completely fair election, let's just say that the election is entirely fair, which we all know it's not. Cause
it's won on merits. We're just by the merits.
Right, just by the merits.
Uh-huh.
But let's just say there was. What happens?
If right now on merits alone, with 0% chance of any kind of tomfoolery, you're looking at a Republican sweep.
I think so too.
That's not going to happen, but that's what you're looking at on the merits alone. And I'm not saying that's because the Republicans are presenting us, a golden goose, or the Republicans are be like, "Hey, we're awesome." No, it has nothing to do with how good the Republicans are at all. This has to do every bit with how bad the Democrats are.
Oh, 100%.
100%. The party is brain rot.
Yes.
The party is brain rot. It's gone down the shitter, and it needs to be revamped, and something new and improved and real needs to rise from the ashes. Yeah. And again, the Republicans are shit too.
Oh, 100%. But
the Republican Party is absorbing all the disaffected liberals. It's absorbing all the libertarians. So the Republican Party, as I see it now, is not the Republican Party from 2016 of,
Paul Ryan,
Mitt Romney, the Bushes,
John Boehner,
Cheney. I mean, hell, they're all voting Democrat now anyway.
And I don't know. I could not believe that she went campaigning with Liz Cheney.
Right.
You're standing up here with...
Your dad is the fucking Penguin off Batman. He's a literal war criminal, right? And the entire left from 2014 back hated Dick Cheney and Liz Cheney.
He was enemy number one.
He is. Him and George Bush are two of the most evil people that have ever lived on this planet so far as I'm concerned.
Me too.
Evil people.
And do you know what people see when they say that? Anybody that actually thinks.
Right.
Especially of our generation, who our friends and loved ones went over there and fought those stupid wars.
Yeah.
And died and came back fucked up.
So Halliburton's stock could go up 1/4 of a point.
Yes.
So BlackRock and Lockheed Martin's stock could go up 1/4 of a point. That's why they died.
If I was a Kamala supporter and I saw that would be the last straw.
Yeah. And that
I would be like, no. Nope. We're not.
Nothing makes my blood boil like this.
Nothing could scream I'm the establishment candidate more than that.
Than getting an endorsement from Dick fucking Cheney.
And not only that, she touts it like, we got an endorsement from Dick Cheney. That is proof to me that you don't know shit from Shinola.
No.
Like, nobody.
No.
Nobody likes that guy.
Yeah. No.
And I like, what did Trump say? He said, you can have him or something like that. Mm-hmm. Good.
I agree.
I have never seen a time when the Democratic Party is now the pro-war party.
Pro-war, pro-Israel, pro-big business, pro-billionaire.
Pro-government mandate.
Pro-government, pro-censorship. Dude, they're the Republicans of the 90s. I'm telling you, the party's literally fucking switched.
It completely flipped.
Yes. Yeah. You had Tipper Gore. Well, so Tipper Gore was a Democrat in the 90s, but you had Tipper Gore in the 90s screaming about wanting to censor, like, heavy metal music.
Right.
And oh my God. Anyway, we're weaving. We got to weave. We're weaving it back in. We got to weave it back in.
We weave in things.
We weave in things. Okay, Kamala can't win. Crazy Kamala is not gonna win. Okay, crazy Kamala. She lies.
I will tell you this.
She lies. Laying Kamala.
As a libertarian, it frustrates me to watch Donald Trump, though, sometimes. He was better in this interview than he's been in anything else, but he's had so many opportunities to bury
Yeah.
the left. And to me, I'm like, who the hell is running this campaign? Because I want to get in their ear and tell you what you need to do. Like, I've never felt like that as a layman that I am, I could run a campaign better than Donald Trump could. I'm telling you right now.
I wonder who is running his campaign.
I don't know about. I looked it up one time, but I don't remember the guy's name. But
Yeah.
he needs to go back to Steve Bannon.
Oh, for sure. Well, Steve Bannon's in fucking prison right
now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't
The
know.
result of a kangaroo court with some trumped up charges from
Right.
January 6th.
But
They're
it frustrates
complete
me as a
bullshit.
libertarian. It's like when I hear things and I'm like, you could jump all over this and bury them, and he doesn't, and it kills me. It kills me. It kills me. It kills me. It kills me.
I mean, okay, so a lot of things he says, I'm just like, oh God, it's hilarious and frustrating, and it's like nails on a chalkboard. And what's funny, the difference between him and Laig Kabbalah is he goes off on tangents because he's literally, and I've watched a lot. The past week, I've watched more Trump and Kamala than I ever want to see the rest of my life.
Yep.
But he goes down rabbit holes because he is on subject, and then it's, oh, look, a deer. Oh, there's a rabbit. Am I going to have some peas later? That's how his mind works, okay?
Right.
And then Kamala does literally nothing but filibuster. She answers,
It's word salad. Even David Axelrod said it.
CNN is tearing her to shreds over this, and I'm like, whoa. Are they trying to throw the election on purpose? I mean, at this point, that's what one has to ask. But I digress. The two of them, listening to all that I have, makes me want to pull my hair out.
I know.
So
I'll guess. Rogan did a great job of keeping him.
focused.
He would start to go Trumpian and start to, let me tell you, it's the best. It was, and Rogan more than a couple times was like, yeah, I don't care about that.
Right.
Let me go and ask you something like.
Well, I noticed that, and
Yeah.
if he would get sidetracked in it, he would bring him back and ask the question again.
Right.
And that's why I want Kamala to do this too, because again, it's not about owning her or watching her flail like a flounder out of water, because that's what I think she would do. But I really hope that I would see a shred of humanity in there, and I did with Donald Trump.
You saw it with Trump. That
Yeah.
was for the first time.
Well, I won't say the first time, because I've watched a lot of his podcasts.
There's been a few times when he's kind of opened up, but Rogan, I think, got him better than anybody else.
I don't know, man.
And he sat for the full 3 hours,
He
which I
did.
couldn't believe.
He did.
Yeah.
He did 3 hours. The one podcast he did with oh God, the comedian
Oh, Andrew Schultz.
not Schultz, but the other one, the one from Tennessee with the mullet.
Theo Vaughn.
Theo Vaughn. That one was hysterical.
Yeah.
Of course, Theo Vaughn's hysterical too. And I love
Right.
Andrew Schultz, but out of all of them, that's my favorite interview.
Yeah.
It was the one with Theo Vaughn.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, this whole thing, the Democrats have got to stop focusing on the social issues, and I don't know. I don't know. This is insanity. But we do have some clips from it. You want to?
Yeah, let's get into the clips.
Alrighty.
Let's go to the clips.
I picked out some of the funniest clips. I thought they were absolutely hysterical.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's do it.
Here, let's see if I can remember what buttons they hit here.
well, if you want,
We're all out of practice here.
Yeah, we are. We are. And before the stream, like, everything went haywire because my computer updated, and last night while I was asleep. And okay, yeah, that's good.
Make her big and let's play it.
Yeah. And I have them already time stamped, ready to go. So
All right, go for it.
I picked some people that I shouldn't have picked. I picked a few people that I shouldn't have picked. And
Neocons?
yeah, neocons or bad people or disloyal people or
People that were just
people that
bad.
were
he's talking about his
Let's do it.
cabinet last
Right.
time, the administration.
And now I think
picks.
the question was, did you make any mistakes?
Yes,
That was
yeah,
the question. Yeah.
it was.
bad advice.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're reading about him a little bit today. A guy like Kelly, who was a bully, but a weak person. You know more about bullies than anybody probably around because you deal in a certain sport where the bullies are exposed very quickly.
Yeah.
But he's bad. Bolton was an idiot, but he was great for me.
Talking about Bolton, this
I'd
is
go in with
hilarious.
A guy like a John Bolton. You know John Bolton. A friend of mine called me up. I was picking Bolton, and he's a very smart guy. His name is Phil Ruffin. He's a very rich guy from Las Vegas. He's a great card player. He doesn't play cards, but he's a great player. He's just a natural, got poker sense, right? Good old poker sense.
I've got it
Get that
sped
in
up.
there.
Ruffin is a very, very wise kind of a guy, and one of the richest people around, and has had great success and understands people. So it was in that I was picking Bolton, or I picked Bolton. He called up. He said, "Don't pick him. Why? He's a bad guy." Now he wasn't in politics at all. He's in various businesses. He said, "He's a bad guy. It always works out bad with that guy." And I said, "Oh man, I wish you told me this 2 weeks ago. I already hired him. He's here." And he was right, but
He was right,
he was
but-
good in a certain way. He's a nut
Listen
job.
to this.
And
He's a nut
every
job.
time I had to deal with a country, when they saw this whack job standing behind me, they said, "Oh man, Trump's going to go to war with us." He was with Bush when they went stupidly into the Middle East. They should have never done it. I used to say it as a civilian. So I always got more publicity than other people. And it wasn't like I was trying. In
Okay,
fact,
okay, you can pause it there.
I don't know exactly.
But it's like, this whack job, this nut job beside me. What I really wanted to highlight there was he's criticizing the war on Iraq. You never thought we should have went there.
And then you got
He's a liberal from the 90s,
and then
folks,
you have Mrs. Harris
who's getting
campaigning with Liz
Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney's daughter. And Democrats are supposed to vote for that.
Oh my God! How did we get here?
I don't know.
How did we get
I
here?
want to ask my liberal friends. I'm like, are you seeing this? I don't think they do. I think they intentionally ignore it.
They
because
do.
I'm like,
They do.
look,
Yeah.
if you can just for one moment just take out of the picture that you hate this man and listen to
impossible.
what's saying versus what she's
It's
doing and saying.
impossible. It is impossible. The hatred for this man, and look, I don't like Kamala Harris, but I don't hate her.
No, she
She's
seems like a perfectly likable person.
I don't think she is. I think she's pretty terrible. But
I don't know. I mean, she
she's
seems
not
like it to
literally
me.
Hitler. She's
No.
not going to lead us into a second Holocaust. I mean,
Right. And neither is Donald Trump.
no, that's what. And I know. All righty, go on to the next one there.
Ready?
Yeah.
Go for it.
She was all these transgender operations. If you wanted a sex change and you were in detention and you demanded a sex change, they would give you a sex change.
Well, the wildest one is this idea of giving free sex change to illegal immigrants.
That's right. In detention.
That is the wildest
But
thing.
she
Like,
was-
is that the biggest problem you have? You just walked here for Guatemala. You need to become
That's
a girl.
right. But she was a president. So think of it. She changed. She changed 15 policies. In fact, I'm going to send her a MAGA cap.
She
because
stole your idea about no tax for tips.
I came up
He's
with this
gonna
idea
send her a
honestly,
MAGA cap?
Nobody ever heard of. And now it took her 2 months, but you know what? All of a sudden,
It caught fire.
and she just put it into a little speech.
Yeah,
well,
it became
but I think
popular.
I think we still have that issue. I think that issue is a good one for us. But now we have a lot of good issues. We had the other day. Think of how simple some of these things are. We're trying to get cars built in the United States. Detroit has been really tough. It's been a disaster. They have a huge factory, a huge car auto plant being built by China in Mexico. Make cars, sell them in the United States, put everybody out of business. Right, here we go again. I said, if that plant is there when I'm president, I will put 100 or 200% tariffs on every car. They'll be unsaleable in the United States. And they just announced they're not going to build a plant because they think I'm going to win. Think of it. They're not going to build a plant. This was the
All right,
biggest
pause
plant
it.
in the world.
He's not even president yet, and he stopped that from happening. He's not even president yet, and he saved a automobile manufacturing plant facility in Detroit.
Good for him.
Tell me again how he's the next Hitler.
Right.
Tell me again how he's going to be a dictator.
Well,
and
this is not the first time he's done this either. Did you catch that he said to Patrick Bet David about Steve Jobs?
yeah,
He was like, I think if Steve Jobs was still running Apple, it wouldn't be nearly as good of a company. He's like, Tim Cook came to my office or called him up, said, sir, I need to meet with you.
yeah.
Said he came in and he said, look, you're going to kill us with these tariffs from China. Like, we're not going to be able to sell. We can't compete with Samsung because Samsung is made in Korea.
Korea.
And doesn't have to pay those tariffs. So he gave them a 1 year extension or whatever before that happened. He said, I want you to build phones in America, and they built a plant in Texas to build iPhones.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but it takes somebody from the business world
It does.
to deal with this kind of stuff. And yes, of course, that sounds crazy. I'm going to put, I am the president, I'm going to put 200% tariffs on a car.
Yeah.
If you do this.
That's the
But
big
it's
ask.
that
though.
kind of stuff, but that's the way that the country's run anyway. It's ran by executive order.
It is.
So why not use it to do something good?
I think
instead of-
that's going to stop. I hope that stops.
I hope it
I
stops,
think that's
too.
going to stop because here's the thing with executive orders. Like, sure, you go in immediately, you undo everything the previous administration did, and you do everything you want to do.
Yep.
But if you do it by executive order, then the next year, the next election cycle rolls around, and the opposing party wins. They come in and undo every fucking thing you've just done
Right.
with
And-
the swap of a pen.
And you think about let's not get it twisted. The real problem here, the real problem that the country has is not the president.
No,
It's not Kamala Harris. It's
No.
not Donald Trump. It's the fact that we have a do-nothing Congress.
Yeah,
Congress has
Congress
not
is
been able
useless.
to come together and do anything bipartisan. I've said it ad nauseum. The last bipartisan legislation that was passed was welfare reform
yeah.
in the 90s with Newt Gingrich and Bill Clinton. I've said that a million times. I want you to think about
Yeah,
that.
Congress is useless.
It's literally been 30 years
Uh-huh.
since Congress has done anything. And now,
Have an idea.
okay,
Term limits.
term limits.
Term limits.
And let's keep these people that can't even give a speech without freezing up out of Congress. I mean,
There
goodness
should be
sakes.
a no turtle rule in Congress.
Well, if
no turtles allowed.
if we all agree Joe Biden is not fit to seek office,
Neither
here,
is Mitch
the Democrats-
McConnell.
Neither is Mitch McConnell. Neither is. I mean, name 1,000 of those other senators that have been there for a million years. Let's go to the third one.
They say you can't bury the blades. So you have the blades, and you can't bury the blades.
talking
You
about
bury the
windmills.
blades. It's not going to matter. You can
This
bury-
is
you'll find buried,
hilarious.
you can bury- But they come up. This is what I mean. They come up with this. But the environmentalist dream is windmills. Everyone. You know what happens to them? After 5 years, they start to rot. After 10 years, you have to replace them. Did you ever look at certain parts of California where they have heavy windmills and they've been abandoned? And they're all different manufacturers and all different companies.
He's
and they're
right.
all-
I haven't seen that.
It is the ugliest thing. It looks like a graveyard almost, a graveyard of windmills.
It's pollution.
It's so bad.
It's
And in
no
the
more,
oceans.
It's no different than leaving garbage on the ground.
How about in New Jersey, off the coast of New Jersey, they want to build? The people are going crazy not to build them, but we have them. The whales are washing up on shore.
Right.
So in 50 years, they
Yes.
had one whale come ashore. Now they had like 18 come in the last year.
What is what is happening with the whales? I've read
This is
about
so
this.
Well,
funny.
they say that the wind drives them crazy. It's a vibration because you have those.
Right.
Those things are 50-story buildings. Some of them.
Right, and they're super sensitive to vibrations
They
and
have those.
sounds.
The wind is rushing. The things are blowing. It's a vibration, and it makes noise. You know what it is? I want to be a whale psychiatrist. It drives the whales freaking crazy. Something happens with them. But for whatever reason, they're getting washed up on shore, and and yet the
Conveniently
environmentalists
ignored by the
But the
environment.
environmentalists they don't talk about it. I think
All I can think of is George Costanza when he's the whale biologist. Trump wants to be a whale psychiatrist. I want to be a whale psychiatrist.
I want to be a whale psychiatrist. It's driving them crazy. It's driving the whales crazy.
And he said it was so, I don't know, it's driving him crazy.
See, I miss this. See, we had 4 years of this. Awesome takes, man. He really is like a stand-up. He's got the timing of a stand-up
He does.
comedian.
He really does. And that is very apparent.
And that comes from his time in show business.
I know.
Really?
Well, everybody forgets that he was a reality TV star.
They talked
for
about this in the
years.
very
They did,
beginning,
very
of the
beginning,
very,
yeah.
very beginning.
Yeah, they
you know,
did.
he's on The View.
Uh-huh.
They love now. They
Oprah.
are hate the guy.
He's literally Hitler.
Yeah.
He's a fascist, Chase. Did you know Trump is a fascist?
Listen, neither one of these candidates are fascists
Or communist?
or communists
No.
or even really socialists.
Socialist? No, they're none of the above.
Right.
None of
That
them.
right there needs to stop.
It won't, because as a nation, apparently, we're retarded.
Well, we're reliving the Joe McCarthy 50s era Red Scare
I know.
over and over and over again.
Dude, that's all it was in 2016 with Russia, Russia, Russia.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Exactly.
Okay. All righty. Let's go to the next.
I want to be a well psychologist.
About a half an hour away, they said, "Sir, I'm sorry, you'll have to turn off all your lights."
Okay,
Why?
pause it just a minute.
We're getting close to.
So he's talking about when he defeated ISIS, and he was flying into, I don't remember what country he's talking about, but this is wild. This is his story recounting what they had to do to fly into this area of the Middle East without being detected, and they had to turn all the lights off on Air Force One, like all of them, inside and out.
Wow. Okay. Go ahead.
To our site, our land. I said, "You mean we spent $8 trillion and we can't leave the lights?" So think of this: 20 years, $8 trillion, and we can't leave the lights on in a plane. I said, "That's okay. Turn the lights on. I'm not going to fight them." That's what.
Well, this is because it's too dangerous?
Yeah, too dangerous because they see the light up in the air and they'll shoot at it, you know. So I said, "Turn the lights off." Then they said, "So we're going to also pull your shades if that's okay." I said, "That's okay." The plane was pitch black. All the lights outside, you know, the blinking, they go on the blinking reds. They were all turned off. And I like to sit with pilots a lot of times, and these guys are specimens. I always say they're better looking than Tom Cruise, okay? Like perfect specimens. These guys, like for a fighter, you know, you have some guys that are perfect specimens. These guys. And, you know, they pick the best pilots in the Air Force, United States Air Force, to fly Air Force One. And I get up there, and I'm sitting, and I'm feeling my way up. You know, it's up by the 747, so you go through the stairs, but I sort of knew my way up. There wasn't a light in the plane. I'm saying, can you imagine? We spent trillions of dollars, and we're trying to fly in blind. But I got into the plane. The cockpit is dark black, little tiny light. You could see the pilot, a perfect-looking human being. His co-pilot, everybody was perfect. They were all like movie stars. You know, it's like I could have cast a movie with these guys, and nobody would believe it because they were too good-looking. So I said, "How are we doing, Captain?" "Sir, we'll be landing in 10 minutes." And I look outside. There's not a light. And I'm saying, you know, I've landed a lot of planes. And you see like little lights at least. There's nothing. It's just pure desert. And I said, "Okay, Captain, good, but I'm looking." Now you've been in many planes where it has the computer sign saying 1,000 feet, goes 1,900, 800. It's a computer voice, but it's an incredible voice. 700. I said, "Captain, are we okay?" I'm looking, "Are we okay, Captain?" There's no lights. And I'm looking, you know, normally when you land a plane, because I sit with pilots a lot, I think it's great. I think it's a great profession, everything. They're incredible. These machines are incredible. He said, "Sir, we're fine. No problem, sir." I said, you know, "I don't see the lights up there, Captain." "Sure, we're okay." You know? So, I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit. You know, problem with exaggerating, they'll tell the story. They'll say Trump was a coward. So I'm sitting with him. He goes, 500, and I'm telling you, there wasn't a light on the runway, nothing. And we're going in. "You okay, Captain? Everything good?" "Yes, sir. No problem. We'll be down in about 1 minute, sir." And I'm telling you, Joe, you know, there's always a light. There's not a little pin. And all of a sudden, psh, and you hear, wah, wah, perfect landing like glass. That's how good. I mean, these guys, between the equipment and it's genius.
There's always a lot.
It was so dark, you couldn't see a thing. There was no runway. You wouldn't know where the hell you are. You're in the middle of a desert. And then I got out of the plane. I said, "Thank you, Captain. That's a great job." And then I got out of the plane, and I'm going down, and I see a general and another general. And I see a staff sergeant, a drill sergeant, and various guys, all central casting. Central casting. They said, "Sir, would you like to rest?" I said, "I don't want to rest. I want to figure out what the hell are we doing with ISIS. I'm hearing we can't. It's going to take years." "No, sir, we can do it very quickly, sir." And anyway, we go into the room. Biden would have taken a nap for 4 days and then left without a meeting. So we go into the room, and they have these guys. And I say, "How long can you do it?" "How long?" "We can do it in a couple of weeks, sir." I said, "Wait a minute. They told me 5 years. We can do it in," I don't know, he gave me a number like in no time. I said, "Why haven't you done it?" "Because the orders came in from Washington, sir, and they would come here and tell us what to do." "Don't you challenge us?" "We're not allowed to do that, sir. That's not the military way. They tell us what to do, and we have to respect them."
So do you think that it was
Okay.
incompetence? Why they didn't?
Alrighty. Yeah, that story's wild. That is wild. Could you imagine landing a plane with no lights on it?
Yeah.
No lights, using only instrumentation. Oh, a 747 too. Air Force One is a 747, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right, relying solely on instrumentation, no visuals in a desert. That blows my mind.
Well, and then to get out, and I mean, he's right.
Mm-hmm.
We've spent all this time, all this money over there, and we can't even fly in there safely.
No.
The president has to take precautions.
Yeah.
To
extreme precautions
like that. Yeah.
That's insanity.
And well, why haven't we done it?
That's insane.
Well, because nobody ever gave us the order to.
Yeah.
You remember what Andy? We sit in here and talk to Andy.
That's exactly who I thought of when I watched that clip.
I mean, that's eye opening. It's like you're just doing things.
Yeah.
You're just there, not to win, but you're just there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's so sad. Again, it should be a commentary on our country that it takes somebody like Donald Trump to be like, how much money have we spent in here?
Yeah.
$7 trillion. And we haven't eliminated the enemy. Yeah. How many people have died? How many?
Yeah.
And that guy, he destroyed ISIS in one bomb. There was like, listen, if you rear your ugly head, we're going to drop the biggest non-nuclear weapon we've got on you. Yep. And they did, and that's what he did. And then somehow,
Paw Patrol. Dude was killed literally by Paw Patrol.
Right. Exactly. It's crazy. It's crazy. The whole thing is crazy.
All right, I think there's one or two more here.
Oh, we still got a few.
There's a few.
Okay.
Something along the. I was actually talking to RFK today, and he told me that more than 70% of young men are ineligible for the military because of their health.
I could see it.
That's
crazy. A lot of it's obesity.
So here's the life expectancy versus health expenditure.
Same chart.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
USA.
Well,
yeah.
That's pretty good.
Jamie's the best.
He's very good.
He's the best.
But but look at that. Look at the USA.
It's not good. And that's our food. That's our diet. That's sedentary lifestyle. That's our diet. That's the chemicals we ingest. That's what that is.
But RFK is going to be very, I think he's a great guy.
I love the fact that you guys teamed up.
Yeah.
And are you completely committed to have him a part of your administration?
Oh, I am. But the only thing I want to be a little careful about with him is the environmental. Because, he doesn't like oil. I love oil and gas. I think,
just keep him out of that.
To fire. So I'm going to sort of keep him out. Focus on health. Focus. Yeah. You can do whatever you want. But I got to be a little bit careful with the liquid gold,
I understand. But listen, there's plenty of good work that could be done if you focus on health.
Here's the one that...
I love this Make America Healthy Again.
Love it.
I love every bit of it.
I have never really given a whole lot of thought until I started kind of following Bobby Kennedy when he was doing this whole thing. Never really given a lot of thought to exactly how unhealthy we are.
Oh, dude.
And
it's so bad.
And it's not by
choice.
Not by choice.
No.
Yeah, you had said that a couple of times, and it took me aback a few times, and I was like, I wanted to push back on you, but I started thinking about that, Josh.
Yeah.
And it's the truth.
It is. It is.
It's not. We don't even have a choice to have healthy food.
Nope.
That's bad.
I know. The only way we can have healthy food is if we grow it, kill it, and butcher it ourselves or locally.
Yeah.
Everything that is mass produced is absolute
garbage and poison.
Poison. 100% poison. Poison. It's awful.
And there are simple things that a country can do that other countries do all over the world.
Yeah.
To not have this garbage in our food.
Yep.
And we are just accepting it. And it's because big business, big food, big agriculture and stuff is in the bed with the establishment in the government.
Procter and Gamble paid off scientists, the private sector scientists, and that worked for the FDA. Paid them off to say that saturated fats were to blame for heart disease and not the seed oil polyunsaturated fats that we cook with, that everyone cooks with now.
And again, in a country where you can't even trust the experts to tell you this is bad for you or this is okay.
Yeah.
What do you expect to happen?
Right.
Once the people get wind of that, they're not going to believe anything. I don't give a shit, honestly, and this goes for everything. if you don't like Donald Trump and you're in the government, it's your fault Donald Trump exists.
Oh, yeah. I've long said Donald Trump is not the problem. He is a symptom of a problem. He is a symptom of a broken system.
Absolutely, Josh. Could not agree with that more.
Every institution in America is
corrupt
to its core. And he is the symptom of that.
Well, that's what you get.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, I kept saying this ad nauseum. I had so many liberal. I told them there's no way Donald Trump will win. First of all, he did, and then I kept saying, okay, well, and then you get people coming to you. Well, why do you think this happened or whatever? Well, it became pretty obvious to me not long after. The reason it happened is because the establishment, the government, ignores everything and does nothing for the people of this country. And when you have somebody come along like this bigger than life personality, and takes up that mantle and runs with it, and you expect,
yeah, I know.
This is what happens, guys.
That's what happens.
So the problem is, you need to look inside of yourself and figure out what's wrong.
And
I don't even know if that's possible, because it's institutional corruption.
It is institutional corruption, right. and that's not possible because the people who make up our government, the people who make up the ruling class, the establishment, whatever you want to call it, the media class, the ruling elites, all of them use Washington, D.C. as a feeding trough. How many times have you heard me say that?
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is. That's what it is. And then they promise jobs, they promise legislation, they promise favors, whatever they are, to all their friends, family, buddies. It is beyond corrupt, and I don't know that it's salvageable. Well, and
then they think that the American people are so stupid
that they can feed us platitudes, and that's the problem. Is a lot of people do just lap it up, and especially, sorry, but I'm going to say it, the boomers that still watch freaking MSNBC and CNN and Fox News that eat that shit up because they still think that the establishment media and corporate press feed them real information when they feed them nothing but bullshit.
And it's insulting.
It is insulting.
It's insulting to my intelligence as a person who actually thinks, and I understand there's a lot of people that don't.
I get it. I'm not smart. I'm just a dumbass with a
but I do think people are.
Microphone.
I do think people are beginning to open their eyes.
The internet has done that.
The internet has absolutely done that. Yeah. And with the cord cutting and cable cutting and all this stuff, you've got more people looking to that for their information, and they're beginning to get real information that makes all of this stuff with Kamala and all the establishment stuff, when they try to feed you this shit, it makes me want to throw shit at the TV.
It is so patently fake.
I know. And at least with Donald Trump, you get what you get. Yeah. And that's him. He has never changed for anybody.
No. Hang on now, Chase. Did you know he actually wasn't working at McDonald's? That was staged. That was staged. Trump, that was staged.
He talks about that in here, too.
In other news, movies aren't real.
Right. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah. If you're hot, dude, you can open up those doors behind you.
No, I'm good, man. It feels good in here, actually.
It's actually the opposite of a dictator. I was a very straight guy. But look, those three things, you take those three things. Each one of them by themselves causes the result to be different.
Okay,
and then you can.
I clipped it a little too late, and he was like, "They say I'm a dictator. I wasn't a dictator. I was actually the opposite of a dictator. I was a very straight guy." The way he said that, I don't know, it just made me laugh.
As if dictators are gay. I guess that's what he's trying to say.
Oh man, yeah, Donald Trump's homophobic.
Oh, yeah.
He's homophobic.
Definitely.
Siri's homophobic. Did you know that? I sent a text to Siri earlier. Oh, Siri's listening to me now. I sent a text to Siri earlier, and I said germaphobe, and it changed it to homophobe. So Siri hates gay people.
Jesus.
I know. Apple, do better.
Oh, dang it, Siri.
Do better, Apple.
The other thing you need is a free and fair press. One of the things I like about doing a show like this, can you imagine Kamala doing this show?
I could imagine her
she'd
doing
be
the show.
laying.
I
She'd
would
be
try
laying
to-
on the floor.
She was supposed to do it, and she might
She
still do
wasn't
it,
gonna
and
do
I
it.
hope she does.
She's not gonna
I
do
will
it.
talk to her like a human being. I would
If
try
she
to have a
did this kind of
conversation
an
with her.
interview with you, I hope she does, because it would be a mess. She'd be laying on the floor comatose. You'd be saying, call in the medics.
I think we'd have a fine conversation. I think I'd be able to talk to her. I wouldn't try to interview her. I just try to have a conversation with her and hopefully get to know her as a human being. That was my goal, having her on, trying to get her to express herself just as a. I don't know if these. I don't think these formats are good. I don't think that two people. First of all, I hate the idea of the presidential debates because I hate the idea of a time limitation on complex ideas. Also, you have to break.
I think you have to have the debates, though.
Right, but the way they.
I agree with that 100%, and I've had the problem with this for a long time, and I've long said that I have a huge problem with complex ideas and like even some of the social issues being boiled down into a 30-second clip.
Well, then you get things like this. We've got a panel of 5 people here.
Oh,
We've got
God.
10 minutes here.
Yeah.
Guys, how do we solve homelessness in America? Go. In 10 minutes.
And you start yelling, and we're yelling at each other over each other, and that's
Right.
yeah, and then it's
And
like,
then
all right.
half of it's just arguing, and the other
Uh-huh.
half is you're trying to like get points out, and you're just hitting the high points. And it's like, okay, great, we just fixed homelessness in 10 minutes
Yep.
for people, and 5
Cut to
minutes.
commercial.
of
Papa
arguing.
John's needs to advertise with us.
Right.
Okay.
No, it's not Papa John's. It's brought to you by Pfizer.
Brought to you by Pfizer. Brought to you by Moderna.
But it's you can't. And again, this has never been more evident to me than now. Is you cannot have substantive, real change without sitting down and hearing people's point of view, long form point of view. That's the reason podcasts like that and like this
Exist.
I
think that should be the standard, not the corporate press. I think that the candidates should sit down separately and then together for 3 hours at least.
Right. And have to talk to each other like human beings.
Live, unedited, unscripted.
Right. Let's work it out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And if you were worth your weight in rice, you
Yep.
could handle a conversation like that, especially if you're the candidate for the president of the United States.
Yeah. Wait, instead
But
of
we've elected them on 5-minute sound bits and completely rigged up debates and all this stuff for years and years and years. And that's going to change. I think that's going to change.
I hope it does.
This is the first, in my opinion, the first of a long line of people that are running for anything. They're going to have to sit down and answer
yeah.
real questions from real people.
I hope so.
And about real problems.
I hope
you
so.
know?
Because the scripted questions that were pre-screened for Kamala, she didn't even answer them.
No.
Not one. Dude, I watched and I timed one of her questions. She talked for 7 fucking minutes and never
say anything.
answered the question. Never said anything.
It's like fucking Roger Goodell, the commissioner for the
yes,
NFL.
yes.
He's great at
Yes,
that. He's
yeah.
like, they ask him some point at because he's like, well, let me tell you a story about this. And talks for 20 minutes and doesn't say anything.
Yep.
And then it's just like, next. It's like, dude, you're not good at actually having a substantive answer. What you're good at is delaying and delaying and delaying and delaying.
Yeah.
And she's not even good at that.
No.
It's just a bunch of word salad.
It is.
You know?
It is.
And I'm not saying Donald Trump's any better. A lot of times
No,
he does,
he
but
goes down
at
rabbit
least he
holes.
goes off on tangents that have.
He does.
Oh, they're great people. You should see these pilots. They're the greatest pilots. They look like something from Central Casting. It's like, oh, come back.
All right.
You want to keep going with that one?
No, that was
Okay, that was it. Okay.
That was
All
it.
right.
That one, yeah.
They've done it with a series of tariffs. In other words, you tariff it so high that they will come and build their chip companies for nothing. In other words, Joe, you put a big tariff on the chips coming in. I say, you don't have to pay the tariff. All you have to do is build your plant in the United States. We didn't have to give them the money to build the plant. Besides that, they're very rich companies, these chip companies. They stole 95% of our business. It's in Taiwan right now. They do a great job, but that's only because we have stupid politicians. We lost the chip business, and now we think we're going to pay. You can't build it that way. You have to make them spend their money in the United States, and those plants would open up all over, and they'll fund them. We don't have to put up 10 cents. And I am in the process of making a huge speech in about a little while And you and I, how long have we been talking?
A long time.
Let's go.
Probably like 3 hours.
I got to make a speech.
All right.
But we'll do it again. I want to do it again with you.
Okay.
You are something. They
Thank you
said.
very
I
much.
said, how long will this last? Anywhere from an hour to 3 or 4
How long
hours.
we do, Jamie? 3 hours.
Good. Well, we'll do it again. I thought it was great. I think it's.
I think it was great. It was a lot of fun.
You are a fascinating guy, and you've
you.
done a great job.
Thank
I'm
you
a
very
big
much.
fan, and thank you very much. It's been an honor. And
It's been an honor to
I'm
have you
going to
on
make
as well.
a great speech, and I'm going to say, and if I'm a little off tonight, I'm going to blame you. I'm going to
Blame
say I
me.
spoke
Go
to this
ahead,
guy
blame
for 3 hours. Anyway, it's a great honor.
All
to
right.
be
Thank you, sir.
with you. Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
So my point there was he sat down for 3 hours with Joe Rogan, and now he went and done a rally afterwards.
Well, I say people can't keep up with the guy.
No. I heard on the news, Chase, that he was just really starting to fall behind. He had to take some days off. He was tired. He's canceling all of his events.
From the same people that told us, what are you talking about? Joe Biden's the sharpest Joe Biden he's ever been.
Yeah, I know. It's the same.
So,
people.
yeah, I'm going to believe you on that one.
I
for
totally
sure.
believe them. They're on the up and up. They know what they're talking about.
I can't believe you didn't put the aliens part in there.
I started to, and he did. He talked a lot about aliens and the JFK, the JFK stuff. But no, I kept it pretty much just to the issues and stuff.
Yeah, it was interesting what he talked about with the alien
was.
stuff. You know, he said, I've talked to these pilots.
They're beautiful pilots.
They're beautiful.
He said they were. He literally
beautiful
said they were
pilots.
beautiful people. They were beautiful people. I talked to them a lot. They were great people. Not conspiracy guys, Joe. Not conspiracy, but beautiful people.
They saw something brown. It was going 4 times the speed of an
F-22.
Yeah, F-22. That's a very fast plane. Incredible plane.
Beautiful plane.
Beautiful plane.
Flown by beautiful people. Not Kamala. Kamala's not beautiful. She's lying, Kamala.
Yeah. If we had Kamala, we wouldn't have good planes. They'd be shitty planes. Be horrible planes. But
Oh, man. How did we get here? Well, we know how we got here. Every institution in America is corrupt to its core.
there you go. That's it. But I think that right there might have won
I hope
Trump the election.
I hope so. Again,
And I do hope that Kamala sits down with him.
I hope she does. I really
I would be,
genuinely
I, unlike a lot of my friends and people close to me that I know, will give it the time of day.
I will
watch
too.
it.
I'll watch it, and we'll do this. We'll do this. We'll go through, and I'll highlight every good thing she says. I promise you, the viewer, that if she does the Joe Rogan, I will go through, and just like with Trump, I'll go through and highlight every good thing, every funny thing she says.
There we
I
go.
will.
Let's try to get some county commissioner candidates next week. That'll be good.
Let's do county commissioner candidates.
We got
Come
2
on.
weeks.
Tell us what you're all about. Come on and tell us your platform. Tell us what you want to do with the county.
Well, I started to make some asks, but
Yeah.
I hated to start making asks in light of all that's went on.
Right. So I guess we should probably talk about that at least for a minute before we go. So as everyone knows, Hurricane Helene destroyed our town as well as the rest of Western North Carolina.
But did not destroy our will to survive.
No.
We have made a lot of progress in the last few weeks.
We have.
It shocked
It's
me,
been
quite honestly.
incredible. It's been incredible.
I cannot believe the power's on.
I can't either. I honestly thought that I would still be running on generator power right now.
Oh, 100%. Huge thank you to the line crews that came here and to everybody that has just opened up their pocketbooks, opened up their time, all the volunteers, the free food that's been cooked. It's really
it's
just
incredible.
been absolutely incredible outpouring of support. And a lot of people are asking me, now what's the best way to support? I think now it's coming down to specific needs. I told people the other day, greenbacks.
Yeah.
That's what people need now. Money.
Yeah.
Cash.
Absolutely.
To rebuild. If you want to send something, I do know that there was a specific need, and I think is a specific need right now. People looking for refrigerators.
Yep.
I know that there were some companies in town that were taking people's money over the phone and then distributing refrigerators and things of that nature to people that had lost theirs. Because there's been, total loss, obviously. Mm-hmm. There's been a lot of them that were forced to be left because they had to abandon their home. They've been so they're rotten food, they're ruined in there to the point where they really can't be salvaged. And then there's, ones that have been fried by power surges where the powers come on and off and on and off and on and off. So if anybody wants to give in that regard, either cash wise or anything, just reach out to us. We'll be glad to hook you up with any
Absolutely.
one of the numerous
Absolutely.
great organizations that are taking up money.
Yep.
I don't feel, I tossed around the idea of setting up a GoFundMe for, on our behalf for
Yeah.
the support of the community, but
Right.
there's so many at this point.
There are, yeah.
I feel like we're just saturating the market. There's already so
Right.
many good causes to give to. Go look it up. Reach out to us, via email or on the channel here if you can't find somebody. But I mean, thank you
Yes. From the bottom of our
from
hearts.
the bottom of our hearts. Thank you.
You for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the outpouring of generosity and love has really, it's palpable.
Yeah.
And there's been some, of course, with everything, there's tensions are high, and you hear stories all the time, and the Facebook drama is quite hilarious. There's a lot of he said, she said, oh, they're doing this, they're doing that, and
I haven't seen a whole lot of anything that really, any sort of that, you get of course, in a political year, you're going to get FEMA's not doing it, blah, blah.
I know.
I think FEMA has been completely serviceable and completely fine. I think people also have a skewed sense of the way this whole process works, because nobody around here has really been through this
No
before.
one's been through this. No one knows anything about it. There's a few things I do want to clear up real quick. So if you do apply for FEMA aid and you get it and they deposit cash into your account, number one, that is not a loan. You do not have to pay that back.
Okay.
That is not a loan. That has been spread around so much. It is not a loan.
Okay.
I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, I heard it too. I wasn't sure.
It's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not a loan. Number two, FEMA has been here. Boots on the ground.
Are here
They are here.
and will be here for
and will
quite
be
some
here.
time.
Yes, they will.
And the Army National Guard is here in force.
Yes.
Not just the North Carolina National Guard, too. You got a lot of states
Yep.
throwing in and
They
helping.
do.
They've been rebuilding bridges. The Army Corps of Engineers is
Yep.
helping with the infrastructure. So far as I can tell, and I'm sure it's, as with anything with the government, there's red tape, and
Sure.
it doesn't transpire necessarily as fast as you would probably love it to be.
Sure.
But it is coming, and it has come, and it's here. And if you are struggling, if anybody out there is struggling, there is
out.
no lack of resources whatsoever. There are places that are coming here and being turned away. It's so stocked.
I know.
We've got floors buckling in places with supplies.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how overrun we are with it. And again, that's part of the reason I say that probably the best thing you could do now is cash.
Give money.
Greenbacks are needed.
Yep. They are.
Greenbacks are
They
needed.
are. People are out of work. People's livelihoods are destroyed. People's homes are destroyed. People's equipments, cars are destroyed. People's property is
Well,
destroyed.
their way to make a life sometimes is destroyed.
It's
I know a lot of
destroyed.
people who their homes were fine, but their business is destroyed. Or,
Right.
they had a garage where they worked on stuff, and that all got destroyed.
Yep.
So, there's a lot of different varied needs, and I've been trying to, find specific ones
Yeah.
that have been. The refrigerator one was the thing that I saw come up a few times, especially this past week. People looking for, refrigerator, and you got to have a refrigerator to
Yeah,
live.
you have to.
You know what I mean? That's
a
one of the most
necessity.
practical things that you could do.
That's a necessity.
Stoves, ranges, even I'm sure a lot of those were blown, so that's probably a need. So anything like that would be good. But those are big. You're getting to where we're talking about big ticket items here, and that's the reason I say listen, $5 is the most some people can do. If you're looking to give it to where that cash is compiled and given to somebody that's done, and there's tons.
I want to take a moment to and brag on our show last weekend, our concert, the music festival.
Yes,
that was put on, the Toe Jam Relief Festival that our dear friend Jimmy Henshaw organized, and everyone came together and made happen. That was a lot of fun. It was a huge success.
Yes,
we raised about $3,000, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's what it was. For and that went to the town of Spruce Pine.
Right.
That went to the Spruce Pine Foundation, I believe, was the organization. But it went to the town. That was so much fun. All the bands there absolutely killed it. For anybody who wants to see it, the live stream is still on the channel. I'm going to go through and clip each band and put them on individually so they can find their own set. I'm going to go through and timestamp everything too. I've yet to do that, but I will.
This town has a lot of good musicians.
God, I say, dude, it was wild. I mean, of course, I know all these people. I know,
Right.
but we have so many good musicians.
Yes, we do. And that type of thing was good, I think, for morale. And I think
Yeah.
you're beginning to say, the Mad Hatter Tavern downtown was open
Good.
the last couple of days. That's
Good.
open back up, and you see a lot of people coming out just looking to blow off some steam.
They've got
you know?
to, man.
And I think people have to
got
continue.
to.
You can't do this alone. You
No.
shouldn't have to just only talk to yourself. Get out, be around people. Things have never been better in that regard.
Drink that beer, eat that burger.
Absolutely.
Listen
People
to
are
that music,
kind.
dance,
Yes.
have fun.
That's exactly what people need. It's just, you
Yeah.
got to take your mind off, and it's even hard, Laura was telling me she muted a lot of her social media stuff just
Yeah.
because you're living in it, working in it,
Yeah.
and then seeing it all the time, and then you look on your phone and that's all it is.
Yeah.
And feel free to mute some of those things or just
Yeah.
take a break off of social media, because there's so much to look at that you got to take that in doses. That's good for your mental health.
It
you know?
is. It is. I've muted a lot of my social media, especially Twitter. I've muted all notifications from Twitter because my Twitter is literally just a dumpster fire of politics. And if dude, you saw my Twitter feed, like it is just 5 minutes of that, and you want to blow your head off.
Somehow I've cultivated a pretty decent Twitter feed. I
Mine
don't know
is
how,
not.
but everybody tells me that theirs is a complete dumpster fire.
It is.
Mine's okay. I mean, I get the politics, but
Right.
not so much that it's overwhelming.
No, mine is like every post is the world's on fire. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, it's not that bad, people. It's not that bad. Before we go, we're going to shout out our, sorry, I keep extending this.
Right.
We need to shout out our sponsor, Big Al's Pack and Ship. Noah.
Big Al.
Josh,
Chase.
before we continue this podcast, I've got this package I absolutely have to get out
Right now,
immediately.
this second,
It's critically important.
you've got to go to Big Al's Pack and Ship.
Duh. How could I have forgotten? Our very first sponsor.
Yeah, and they'll ship it out any way you want, FedEx, DHL, or UPS.
And somebody told me Big Al's also has mailbox. Now, is that true?
They do. We should totally get one so we can be showered with gifts by our adoring fans.
100%. And they'll shred all of your important documents for you.
Thank God, so we can get rid of all this evidence before the FBI gets here in the morning.
That's absolutely true. And our NDAs that we have to get notarized.
We can get them notarized too after we fire all of our employees.
Of course, we're big on NDAs.
We sure are.
Yeah,
we sure are. And when it's time to move,
They've got you covered with U-Haul rental. Any U-Haul you want, and all the moving supplies to get you started.
wow. They also offer copying, faxing, and greeting cards. They really are a one-stop shop.
We use them all the time with our business in the construction industry. They've notarized all of our construction documents and construction contracts.
This is a service that we both personally use. I ship guitars out and other musical equipment that I sell on occasion. Big Al's has always been really good to us.
No joke. So if you got something to ship out or any of those services that we talked about before, go see Big Al. He'll take care of you. Roan Road in Spruce Pine.
Big Al's Pack and Ship.
We give a ship.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And if you made it this far, you're awesome. We love you all. Please check out Big Al's Pack and Ship. He's been amazing. He's been a wonderful sponsor. And if you want to advertise with us, please hit us up. We are taking new sponsors and advertisers.
And we'll be happy to, once some of these businesses get back up and running, give some free advertisement.
Absolutely.
Any business that has been destroyed and comes back,
Yep.
you can tell you right now, you will have free advertising on this program.
Yeah,
right
well,
here.
I'm giving Al a month for free. He doesn't know that, but he
Yeah.
does know. But I'm giving Al a month free too, because this is like,
Yeah.
even starting now, like this. We all need it. We all
We do.
need the extra help and the break. So please give us a like, smash that like button, share this video out far and wide, leave a comment down below if you're watching after the fact, and let us know what your favorite parts of the Trump interview were. I'm sure if you hate Trump, you're going to leave a comment, and if you love
Do
Trump,
it.
please do. We love the comment. We love all the engagement. Just please keep it civil amongst each other. And until next time, peace out.